You need a friend to encourage you. Listen to Christiana, Bamidele. Issues of life is disturbing you. Listen to Christiana, Bamidele. Be encouraged. Be encouraged.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of Be Encouraged with me, your host Christiana Bamidele. Now, every computer, every technology needs an input, and the input determines what will be processed and what will eventually come to you as the output. Every newborn child is fed with things that will help them to grow. There is no good mother, good father, good parent that will not feed their children, newborn babies, what will help them to grow. And so you keep feeding them things that will help them to be stronger, to be healthier every single day of their lives, from the first day of their lives, and then they become stronger, they become healthier. Immediately you see that something is feeding into their body, but it is wrong, it's causing them to be unhealthy. You stop it and you try other choices, you switch to other things that will help them grow better. Now, this is the same thing with every human being. Let me start by asking you this question. If you are asked, who are you? If you are asked this question, can you sincerely answer this question without blabbing or talking about the things that label you? So say, for example, you're a teacher, you're an accountant, you are a photographer, you are an artist, and then you start talking about all of that in line. You're talking about yourself in line of all of that. Or do you talk about things that fits into you daily, habits, choices, values that make you who you are? Because you see, everyone wants to be unique. Everyone wants to say that, oh, I am special. But what exactly makes you special? What do you think distinguishes you from other people? Is it because every time you see them do things, you always want to do more than them? Or is it because every time you see them do things, you're always monitoring others to make sure that you're comparing yourself to them and say, oh, I must be more than this person? Are you making those unhealthy choices? Or what you are doing is you are so focused on yourself, focused on your personal growth, focused on your development as a person, not on others. And then every choice you make daily, every decision you make, every challenge you face, you are coming from one angle, one focus, and that is you are becoming this kind of person you want to be in future, and you're working towards it. So everything you do, every step, every thought, every decision, every habit is channeled towards becoming that person, and not for anyone else, but for you. We talked about purpose diet in the last episode of Nourished Mind, Life and Soul. This is the last episode, by the way, and so you need to listen very well and make sure you share this. If you haven't been sharing the past episodes with others, with your friends, with your contacts, please make sure you do so. We're talking of identity diet. Identity is, you see, ask people. There are so many people that have lost their identity, that have lost who they are, and they cannot even recognize themselves again. Identity is a very important topic. It's a very important issue that everyone needs to pay attention to. Sometimes you may feel or think that you're still on track, but what you have done, you have started making unhealthy choices, you have started doing things that are against your value without you knowing, because you've been influenced by an external factor that you do not even know that you can be influenced with, and then you start changing. And you see, when we talk about identity, it's the everyday habit, everyday thing. It's not something that just happened in a day. It is not remember the example I gave earlier. It's not the day you start feeding that child vegetables, fruits, and healthy food that they become stronger. It takes time, it takes process. And so it's the everyday habit choices that matters. You have to be consistent. You have to be intentional about becoming who you want to be. And this also talks about purpose. You cannot live like any other person. You cannot live comparing yourself to others. You cannot live just anyhow if you are someone that wants to find your identity. If you are someone that wants to start working on you becoming who God has made you to be. We all have our identity, and somehow some people have lost theirs along the line. And I'm not talking, see, this identity is a positive thing, okay? You cannot be, no sane person will want to identify themselves with anything negative. So because our identity is originally from God, and there is nothing bad in God. Everything about him is good. And so what we are created for is for good purpose, is to serve, is to be, to love one another, to dominate, not to be dominated, not to dominate human being like us. That's another topic. I do not want to go into that, but to dominate. And so we are not created to be slaves. There is no human being that is created to be a slave. There is no human being that is created for nothing. Just wake, sleep, eat, do whatever you like. There is a purpose, and that purpose starts from when you recognize who you are, when you know who you are. If you do not know yourself, how do you want to know what you are created for or where you are going? Start feeding your identity the right diet from today. If you want to live purposefully, it starts from your identity. It starts by you feeding your identity with the right diet, with the right decision, the right habits every single day from today. And take note of this. Take it as one day at a time. All right. Do not think that it will change overnight. One day at a time. Don't be too hard on yourself, even in the process. And if you want to really learn more about this, contact me, or you can also get my book or my build up. It talks a lot about this topic, and you will surely be blessed, all right, because it is intentionally written for this purpose. All right, if you haven't been following me on all my social media platforms, make sure you do so. Until I see you next time, stay encouraged, and God bless you.